Something like that. But pretty much knockout tonight. TKO for TNA. Kicking off with Kurt Angle as he came out talking about his world title match tonight against Eric Young, and he wanted to know which Eric Young he will be facing because he saved Kurt Angle last week from being hit by a steel chair by MVP, but he didn't know what his motive was, and he wanted to know who the real Eric Young, and if the real Eric Young was coming out tonight. Young came out and said people been calling him crazy his whole life, and they just wanted to be world champion. People tell him everything and anything, but now he pretty much he got the ball on. He said Kurt Angle did something to stop him from being crazy, stop him from being a maniac and stuff, and pretty much says you're gonna get the best Eric Young tonight and shook his hand. But Austin Aries came out since he has the Feast or Fire case. He was ready to cash in his Feast or Fire case because he told Kurt Angle not to believe Eric Young. This is the same man that betrayed his best friend, lying in the ring, costing him the World Heavyweight Championship. And he told Kurt Angle that tonight he is cashing in the Feast of Fire case one-on-one, no screw jobs, no interferences. It is happening tonight. So it's not going to be Eric Young and trying to take us crazy somewhere else and some other do something else, because tonight it was going to be Kurt Angle versus Austin Aries for the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's what happened there. I don't know what Eric Young's going to do if Eric Young's going to be facing that, but we have to see later on to the show. They talk about the BDC going against the Rising tonight, one-on-one. And the Knockouts title will be on the line, but also they had a fatal 4-way Knockouts #1 contenders match. Gail Kim versus Madison Rayne versus Angelina Love versus Brooke Tessmacher. Which is a really good match, I'll say. Especially the 4-way submission part was really kind of cool to look at. As they had each other's submissions. But when it came down to the end, Brooke hit her finisher on Madison Rayne and became the new #1 contender for the Knockouts Championship. So that happened. The Rising talked about stand up as they had this yellow frame talking about they were going around the streets asking people about as they stood up for professional wrestling, he says, and that they are standing up for professional wrestling and make sure there's not ruin in the sport of professional wrestling. And Micah was going to be up the charge, he says tonight. He was going to fight one of the BDC members. Eric Young was backstage talking about he was pissed, still wanted his title shot. The BDC came out and everything. Well, Homicide wasn't with him, but as the BDC came out, the Rising came out, and MVP says, yeah, he gave us the props for the Stand Up for Professional Wrestling campaign. And yes, it should be pro wrestling. It's just going to be one-on-one, straight up, no tricks, anything. One-on-one match. Michael was ready to fight, but MVP said, let me take his jacket off. But then Kenny King attacked him. So I told you it was going to be a one-on-one. He just said it wasn't going to be a one-on-one with who. And pretty much after that, Drew McIntyre grabbed Kenny King's leg, and the referee kicked out the rest of the Rising. The BDC were still out there as Kenny King went on one-on-one with Micah. Pretty much kind of coming in. King going against him. Micah pretty much hit a Samoan drop after the springboard on Kenny King winning the match. After that, the BDC came out, pretty much started beating up Micah. The Rising came out to help, but Homicide came out with a baton and beat the hell out of all of them, and they took a pipe and hit Drew McIntyre in the ribs. Low-key did. So, and pretty much MVP said, stand up, huh? And pretty much the BDC beat the hell out of the Rising. Then the Rising, they was helping Drew Galloway in the back as pretty much there's no more tricks next week against one-on-one Homicide. Not Homicide, I mean low-key. And a pole on a pipe on a pole match. That was going to be the match for next week, since next week is the Hardcore Justice pay-per-view or TV pay-per-view or whatever it is. So yeah. Also, the Dollhouse videos. The Dollhouse came out. Jade and Marty Bell, I believe, and pretty much Jade was gonna go against Laura Dennis, or known as Cherry Bomb, as the crowd chanted Cherry Bomb. Pretty much the Dollhouse told Chris Amy to announce her name again and stuff. So the Dollhouse, Marty Bell. So I didn't know what the hell the Dollhouse was or what this group is. All I know is that Jade went against Laura Dennis, and Laura Dennis was rumors about to win the match. The Dollhouse attacked both of them then and beat the hell out of them as Laura Dennis won the match by DQ. But then they screamed that Christy Hemme attacked her, threw in the steel steps, and took the jawbreaker or whatever, sucker or lollipop, and stuck it in Christy Hemi's mouth and just swung around together with their hands. And I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know where they got them from. Where they're heel, we do know one thing, they are heel, so yeah. Yeah, so that's one thing. Also, Kurt was talking to Eric Young in the back about what happened, the #1 contender thing and stuff, and Aries had it, but he still said he would give Eric Young a title shot, and we will see what go on tonight. Magnus came out talking about he was the first English World Heavyweight Champion in TNA. To even hold a world title, he says. And talked about for the last few months, his wrestling career has been emotionally, physically drained and stuff. And he's had a hard time, and it was the next hard thing he had to go through as Mickie James came out as she thanked the fans. Everybody thought she was about to retire, pretty much. She thanked the fans that she had to focus on being a mom now. She did everything she did in her career as the fans chanted, "Thank you, Mickie." She pretty much cried and was about to leave, and I guess didn't want to leave, but James Storm came out and says, "What are you doing, Mickie? There's no crying in wrestling, you know that." And then he says, come on, because James Storm pretty much was in cowboy mode and now revolution mode, talking about, I like pretty much 3 things he likes: cold beer, hot women, and fast cars, and that Mickie James is one of those people like the female version of him, talking about she pretty much lace up the cowboy boots and stuff and get in the ring as you got the crowd to chant for Mickey's name then. Talking about, about her career and everything. When you go through the back and get the adrenaline pumping through your veins and stuff, and that you're one of the greatest entertainers, wrestlers around here, it would be a difficult decision. And yeah, she has a kid and everything, but it's her decision to be a mom. But James Storm pretty much convinced the still said, you don't have to do a full-time schedule, but just do it one time, one more match. And this James Storm got the crowd hyped up, chanting one more match. She said one more match. Even James Storm, pretty much Josh Matthews says, he's 2 different people from cowboy to that mode. So she said one more match, and James Storm tried to hit the music as everybody in the crowd was hyped. He was supposed to be the heel, whatever plan this is. And when Mickie James and Madison went in the back, told us about what was that. She was in the moment that Davey Richards told Magnus had to trust James Storm because he tried to convince him to join the revolution. That's the man's name. He's the hand that is the devil, he says. Davey Richards didn't win against Manic since, he doesn't have a tag team partner and Eddie Edwards is injured. Pretty much Manic went against him. Richards won the match with that kick. I forget what it's called, the creeping kick or something like that, and won the match. So after Davey Richards won the match then, it pretty much came into, sorry, I thought somebody at my door. Davey Richards was about to leave until Koya and Abyss attacked them. They started beating the hell out of Davey Richards. The Hardy Boys came out then, and the Hardy went to the tag team finisher on Manic, the check bait or check fate, pretty much a twist of fate move, and they pretty much saved Davey Richards right there. I mean, attack more about a revolution. EC3 was out next, talking about the yes, EC3. Talk about his campaign to become world champion. He had a podium, vote EC3, that he's beating all the TNA Hall of Famers, Sting, Bully Ray, and the current TNA World Heavyweight Champion right now, Kurt Angle. And as he spoke about all of this, he pretty much went on to saying that he's the hardcore American icon. He talked about poverty will go down, unemployed children will rise, and millennials will stop being lazy. And talking about he should be the next world heavyweight champion. And he said, God bless TNA Wrestling and God bless EC3. As Mr. Anderson came out and said, what the hell is this? Pretty much, that's how you be a world champion. You got Tyrus here, pretty much defending you, and he called him like Anthony Weiner or something like that. And as he went on, still speaking on this against EC3, talking about it took him 11 years to become a world heavyweight champion through the blood, sweat, and tears he went through. So that was one thing Anderson talked about. And EC3 got mad and started going one-on-one against Mr. Anderson, they brought, he's in the mic check, but EC3 got out of there. It was a good segment. I don't get this whole why he's running for president campaign type of stuff for the world title, but I don't know. EC3 is usually good on the mic. Next was the Knockouts Championship on the line. Awesome Kong versus Terrell. As Terrell says, let's give people what they want. No disqualification. As the match went on, Kong was supposed to dominate until the table got in the ring. Terrell got the table. His guest trying to put Awesome Kong through, but the Dollhouse came out and watched. And then when Awesome Kong, like she was getting an implant buster or something, or got on the top rope to do like a splash on Terrell, the Dollhouse attacked, and all three of them triple power bomb Awesome Kong through the table. And Terrell got the pin and pretty much says, let me introduce you to my new friends, the Dollhouse and everything, whatever this weird stable is. And pretty much they had candlesticks all holding up together as they pretty much beat. Well, they did beat her with candlesticks for almost after. When she got on the mic, these are friends now, and stood over Kong, and it's gonna be changed. She beat Awesome Kong, so she learned his business. So Terrell is now healed now, pretty much. Austin Aries came out talking about no bullshit tonight. He was gonna become the world heavyweight champion, not playing any games, and he saw Eric Young pass. I said, "I'll give you a title shot one night. I win tonight." And when he came out there waiting for Kurt Angle, pretty much then, but Eric Young came back out, beat up Austin Aries, power driving him to on the outside ground and on the steel steps. Kurt Angle stopped him, but then he threw Kurt Angle into the steel steps and stomped his head on the steel steps, and then hit with that figure four, taking off his leg brace. Pretty much beat up as pretty much Josh mentioned. He's crazy. He's a maniac. So Eric Young, we know Eric Young's still here. We just pretty much beat the hell out of both of them. Got some heat off that. So that was alright episode TNA. This whole night of knockouts thing was weird in a way. The title match, okay, that Dollhouse gimmick or whatever the hell that is, just really freaking weird. And I don't know what their plan is with that, but I don't know. We shall see. But I'm out here. Once again, it's me, HWD. Come here, news reviews. You know what it is today. TNA. $20 for a dub. Hey, that wearing the shirt of the Bullet Club. So, I'm out here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.